The man Donald Trump promised would drain the swamp at the FBI is now draining in his own incompetence. And according to an explosive new report, even Trump's inner circle wants him gone. Kash Patel, the MAGA loyalist who built his entire career on conspiracy theories and unwavering loyalty to Donald Trump, is facing a complete revolt from within his own administration. And frankly, it's about time somebody held this dangerous ideologue accountable. And what you're about to see later in this video will blow your mind because you won't believe what Patel said when confronted about his own failures. But first, let's start with a refresh on who Kash Patel really is and who he's not. He is, unfortunately, our country's FBI director, which is a role that is supposed to run the nation's premier law enforcement agency. 35,000 employees investigating federal crimes, fighting terrorism, and protecting our national security. Historically, this position has been filled by career prosecutors or seasoned law enforcement officials with decades of experience. Kash Patel, like most of Trump's cabinet and administration, is a political hack who built his career peddling conspiracy theories, and now he is attacking the same institutions he claims to lead. His biggest claim to fame, writing the infamous Nunes memo, that credited propaganda piece that was designed to undermine the Mueller investigation and shield Trump from his Russia connections. And my personal favorite fun fact about Patel is that his portfolio proves he's fluent in counterintelligence, especially when it comes to countering anyone asking about his Shein shares. Yes, he was a consultant for Shein's parent company, and it's been reported that he holds anywhere from 1 to 5 million in equity from RSUs. From Shein, yes. And on top of that, Patel spent Trump's first term as a willing accomplice in the war against truth, working to dismantle legitimate investigations and weaponize government agencies to advance the MAGA agenda. He pushed conspiracy theories about the deep state while working at the National Security Council and at the Pentagon, always ready to put Trump's personal interests above our nation's security. So when Trump won again in 2024, Patel being put in charge of the FBI was his way of securing his plan to use America's premier law enforcement agency as his personal vendetta machine, because he knew that Patel was eager to comply with whatever he put in front of him. The MAGA base also celebrated because they knew Patel always prioritizes political loyalty over ethics. But reality has a way of catching up with incompetent ideologues. And according to multiple sources speaking to Fox News, the Trump administration is actually starting to run out of excuses for how messy this man is. The sources couldn't be more blunt. The White House, Bondi, Blanche have no confidence in Kash. Pam, in particular, cannot stand him. And when even the Trump's handpicked attorney general, Pam Bondi, herself, a GOP loyalist, can't stand to work with you, that tells you everything you need to know. The breaking point was Patel's absolutely catastrophic handling of Charlie Kirk's murder investigation. Charlie Kirk, the right-wing commentator and Turning Point USA founder, was assassinated on a college campus in Utah. And what followed was a masterclass on how to not run a federal investigation. Under Patel's, air quotes, leadership, the FBI launched what sources are calling a confusing, disjointed manhunt that was so sloppy it might actually qualify as criminal negligence. And I'm not being facetious there. And here's the part that got the MAGA heads all fired up. Patel actually went public and falsely announced that a suspect had been captured when literally no one was in custody. We're going to watch a clip in a second that sets this whole fire ablaze. But let's pause for a second. The director of the FBI, a person responsible for protecting American lives, gave completely false information to the public during an active manhunt for a suspected assassin. And we're not sure if it was gross incompetence or deliberate misinformation, but even for the MAGA loyalists, neither excuses are acceptable from somebody in charge of the federal law enforcement. Trump's handpicked FBI director is facing a revolt from his own administration. If you want more stories like this, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am Lauren P, and make sure you have your notifications turned on. Leave us a comment and let us know what you want to see more of next. Okay, so yes, we're going to watch the clip in a second, but I need you to make sure you are following this. The FBI director gave false information to the public during an active manhunt for an assassin. Whether it was incompetence or deliberate misinformation, neither works for somebody running federal law enforcement. The suspect wasn't caught through FBI work, by the way. He was captured after his own family members saw security footage and confronted him and got him to surrender. A civilian solved the FBI's biggest case because Patel's agents couldn't. This disaster follows other failures during Patel's tenure. He's feuding with Justice Department officials, particularly Attorney General Pam Bondi, over releasing the Jeffrey Epstein files, which are preventing Americans from getting information. Conservatives are calling and turning on him. Chris Rufo says, I've been on the phone with many conservative leaders, all of whom support the Trump administration and none of whom are confident in the current situation of the FBI and that they're up for this task. Sources report the White House is preparing an off-ramp for Patel, planning to shuffle him to some meaningless position. Trump's appointee of Andrew Bailey as co-deputy director of the FBI isn't about teamwork, and we know that. Fired FBI agents are suing Patel and Bongino, accusing them of caring more about social media than catching criminals. Career professionals who spent their lives protecting Americans say their leadership prioritized Twitter followers over law. And now Patel has defended this disaster, and it's quite wild to watch. So let's cut to the clip and watch what he said on Fox News this morning.
So in the 24 hours after, when we were still looking for the guy, I know you posted that we got him. That ended up not being true. You took some incoming because of that. What led to you posting that? Why did you feel so certain about it? And what do you have to say about the criticism?
No, I appreciate this opportunity. Look, as I stated, I was being transparent with working with the public on our findings as I had them. I stated in that message that we had a subject and that we were going to interview him, and we did, and he was released. The job of the FBI is not just to manhunt the actual suspect who did the killing or suspects, but it's also to eliminate targets and eliminate subjects who are not involved in the process, and that's what we were doing. Could I have worded it a little better in the heat of the moment? Sure. But do I regret putting it out? Absolutely not. I was telling the world what the FBI was doing as we were doing, and I'm continuing to do that, and I challenge anyone out there to find a director that has been more transparent and more willing to work the media on high-profile cases, or any case the FBI is handling, than we have been.
Patel defended spreading false information during an active manhunt, saying he'd do it again. Despite denials from Bondi and Bailey, the writing is on the wall. When your own party's influencers want you gone, when career agents are suing you, and when the White House is preparing for your exit, your days are numbered, my guy. I can't say with confidence that the next guy won't be worse, but I will ask that you take a moment to support my work in amplifying this information by subscribing, because I want to continue to be here for you. And yes, the question isn't whether if Patel will be removed. It's a question of how much more damage he'll do before they show him the door. Again, I am Lauren P. across social channels. Please make sure you take a moment to subscribe, and we'll be back with more.